Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So I'm really excited because I just got my guitar back. The black Limba Stratocaster that was the Tobey Russell build. Has a roasted maple fender neck on it, made in Mexico. Fantastic guitar. I loved it right from the first moment I saw it on eBay. I saw this beautiful body and I just wanted it so badly. I just had to have it, and I bought it, and it was a little above my skill level. I was picturing the guitar just going together like, you know, puzzle pieces. Basically, you buy a neck, you buy a body, slap them together. Of course, everyone out there who does this knows it's a little more complicated than that, and it kind of helps if you have some background in woodwork and can make some modifications if you have to based on the parts that you bought. Of course, I had none of that ability. I just had a passion for this body. I just really wanted it. And then when I ran into these fender necks, I went crazy for those as well. So I ordered the body from Tobey. He ended up helping me out with some of the hiccups I had originally, which was amazing. He did some drilling for me and rerouting and things like that, so that this pick guard would fit on it, and just got everything set up for me, you know, preliminary setup, so I could go the rest of the way. Well, I messed the nut up, trying to tweak the nut. I made a mistake with that and just realized that I wanted to take the guitar to the next step by taking it to Tim at American Guitar Boutique, and they're in Phoenix City, which is really close by to where I live, which is in Columbus, Georgia. So it's right over the river, and that's where I usually go. You've probably seen videos about them before, and I have a long couple of different videos about doing things with them and all the help they've given me with amplifiers, guitars. I just bought a 2x12 there, so I love going in there. And I've learned a lot from Tim. And so he took the guitar and got it to a friend of his, and they cut a nice new bone nut and actually put some graphite shims to get the neck just right. Because the problem that I was having was getting this baby to play in tune. Like I would get it in tune for A, then it wouldn't be in tune for D. And then so Tobey told me to get a new nut cut, and then Tim said the same thing. So I was like, well, why don't you guys cut me a bone nut? But then they ran in, and I asked him to set it up for me, and he ran into all the difficulties with the problems I was having. Just not knowing what I was doing, basically. So they kind of finished it for me by putting these graphite shims in here, and I haven't seen those. I do want to take the neck off, and when I do, I'll make a little video about that, just show you what they look like, because I'm fascinated by it. But it doesn't look like the neck is gapped away from the body at all, like usually with a shim you see that space. I don't see any space, so it must be very subtle. And everything else is set up beautifully. The only thing that I've changed, and when I looked at it, I was like, it played so well and sounded so good, and I was so excited because I've just never gotten this guitar right, and it really deserves to be right. Plus, I was waiting on this guitar to get done so I could start tracking on my Zoom. I've got people waiting for me to finish these videos and continue to do them so that we can all kind of learn together. So I was just kind of bummed and waiting for this to get done. And I'm just really appreciative because those guys just delivered once again. And the cost of it was almost embarrassing. I just think about these luthiers and their skill level, because now that I've dabbled in this and realized how much it takes to be really great at it and to be a good luthier, it's one of those amazing skills. It's like being a blacksmith or something. It's like it has to be learned. You have to do it. It has to be passed on almost, you know. You have to have a passion for it. You know, because you're not going to be making a ton of money out of the gate. Now, I don't even know how you make money. I guess it's just folded into other aspects of a guitar shop's business, but it's got to be tough, and these guys are really skilled. And to me, this person, Tim, helped complete my dream. And whoever cut that bone nut, those two guys made my dream come true with this guitar. You know, Tobey was the initial progenitor of my dream coming true. When I saw this body, that's when the dream began, and then I had to go through a few, you know, ups and downs to get it beautiful. And now look at it; it's just a marvel. It's really, I'm gonna put it right up there with my Les Paul Custom. Those are the two best guitars I have. I gotta tout these Fender necks; they're just absolutely incredible. And I have to say that it must be because Fender's been doing it for like 70 years or whatever, or longer. I don't even know. Like 70 years. So when you've been doing something that long, I think you kind of know what you're doing, you know. And they have these machines nowadays that can, you know, do everything so exact. And I really think it's a great idea that they do this roasted maple. I'm seeing it on Charvel's, I'm seeing it on Jackson's. I think it's aesthetically, it's really rich and beautiful, and it does, if you need like that upper mids, if you're looking for that upper mids up into the treble region of, you know, the frequency range, it gives that little sparkle up there naturally, which I think is really cool. And this one is paired with a Palfero fretboard, which gives you a lot of spring. You gotta like treble because this one barks, but I like it a lot because I can always tame it down with tone controls, and a lot of amplifiers are dark. So I like to start with a lot of life here, like a lot of upper mid dynamics. But anyway, they did a beautiful job of it. The only tweak I made is I tried lifting this string up just a tiny bit more so there'd be just even less fret buzz, because there's hardly any at all and you can't get around it. Let's get real. I'm just weird like that. I like to play these electric guitars like acoustics, and I play them a lot unplugged just to get riffs together. And it bugs me when there's a lot of noise, but there's not. And I tried to lift that up just a tiny bit and realized, hey, these screws are pretty much maxed out. Before you get yourself into a big turmoil and get all stressed out, just stop. So I stopped there. And then the only string that wasn't staying in tune when I was stepping on the trem was the B string. And that is the one that goes under the little retainer here. So I started thinking, I wonder what's up with that. And I noticed that these guitar strings were not strung the way I usually do it. And there's this stringing video, several of them on my channel if you want to go through and see how I do that. I found out from some subscribers and just from doing my own research, I believe it's the Martin method of stringing. But it really works well with trim guitars. Like, it just works. And so what I did is I took that B string off and restrung it. It was kind of hard because the string was cut short. But I restrung it in the way that I've followed that Martin way, which is, I don't know what this style is. It looks fine and it's worked fine for all the other strings, so it could have been another hiccup. But I strung that one in my Martin style, and it's now staying in tune like the rest of them. So this is like perfect job. Beautiful work. I also, the only other thing is I heard a little bit of buzzing down here on the bridge, so I tightened up some of these screws just a little. You know, I didn't push them down into the body. Obviously, you don't want to do that with this because you want to give it some room to float. But I did take them down just a little bit more, engaging with the metal so that you don't hear the rattle when you're strumming, you know, with acoustically. But man, I just got to say that I really think it's important to have like a couple local shops and people that you trust that you can go see, because what else do you have, you know? And I really like buying things locally as opposed to on the internet. Sometimes there's no way around the internet thing in order to get the things you want. But I really like the idea of going in, buying things, and building a relationship with the people who work at the store. I just think it's a great way to learn. It supports the economy in your local area, and you just get some amazing returns. I mean, this is incredible to go take this to my local shop and have it come back like this. It really is exciting, and I can't wait to make music on this. I can't wait to start recording on the Zoom with it. Cannot wait. But anyway, I'm going to do a proper sound demo for this guitar and my Sonax here that's also completed. I'm going to start a video series on that. I'm going to do both of those proper. I'm going to record them proper with the Zoom. I'll even make a video about how to make a YouTube video with your Zoom. But I'm going to record them properly so that you get good sound and not a bunch of distorted garbage coming from the camera mic. That way you can really hear what this thing sounds like, and I'll be able to do a really good pickup, you know, to really get you a good glimpse into what these pickups sound like and what this guitar sounds like, as well as this one. So I'll do sound demos on all of these, proper sound demos. But anyway, this is what it sounds like acoustically, which I'm really pleased with. It's not any buzzing, and if you've watched my old videos, it was really having trouble staying in tune. I don't know if you could even hear that or not, but it's just playing great. It sounds incredible acoustically. Cannot wait to plug it in tonight or tomorrow. Depends on if I make it out tonight. But I'll be doing a sound demo on this soon. And if you are considering building something like this, remember this is black Limba, roasted maple. Go for it. It's amazing. It's so fun, and it's not expensive at all. I mean, this guitar clocked in at like, I don't know, $600 or something, which is crazy. This thing's incredible. All right, next time.